What if I told you that some of the most terrifying animal encounters ever recorded were not in the deep jungle or the middle of the ocean, but in places where people least expected? From a predator that appeared out of nowhere to an encounter so horrifying it left experts speechless. These are the top 10 chilling animal encounters caught on video. Let's start number 10. The diver versus the unseen horror. A team of divers was exploring the depths of the Indian Ocean when suddenly, their oxygen meters started malfunctioning. One by one, the divers' equipment went haywire. But the real nightmare? Something massive was circling them. The murky waters revealed only a glimpse, a long, slithering shape with glowing eyes. Then it happened. A tentacle, longer than a school bus, wrapped around one of the diver's legs and yanked him down into the darkness. The others tried to grab him, but he was gone. Seconds later, the diver's body cam surfaced without him. The footage was recovered, and experts say the movements suggest one thing: a colossal squid. But here's the shocking part. These creatures aren't supposed to come this close to humans. So why did it attack? And more importantly, is it still out there? Number 9. The hyena that stalked for hours. What if the most chilling thing about your predator is that you never hear it coming? A lone traveler in Africa set up camp near a small watering hole. Everything seemed peaceful, until he heard leaves crunching in the dark. He turned his flashlight towards the noise. Nothing was there. For the next 2 hours, he kept hearing the sounds closer and closer. Then his camera caught something disturbing. A pair of glowing yellow eyes just outside his tent, watching. But here's where it gets terrifying. The video reveals that the hyena had been circling his camp the entire time. Not just watching, but waiting. The traveler finally decided to check outside. As he stepped out, bam! The hyena lunged. He barely made it back inside. But here's the real mystery. Hyenas usually hunt in packs. So where were the others? Number 8. The polar bear that hunted a man for 3 days. In the Arctic, a wildlife photographer was stranded after his snowmobile broke down. He radioed for help, but rescue was hours away. Then, he saw a large white shape in the distance. A polar bear. At first, it seemed curious. Then it started following him. He climbed onto a large rock formation, hoping it would leave. It didn't. For 3 straight days, the bear stalked him, waiting. The footage showed the bear circling, sniffing, and even pretending to leave, only to return the moment the man let his guard down. By the 3rd night, the man was exhausted. His last recorded message: "If help doesn't come soon, I don't think I'll last." Then the camera footage cuts off. The rescue team arrived 12 hours later, but here's the horrifying twist. They never found him. Only his camera remained, and fresh bear tracks leading into the ice. Number 7. The serpent that wasn't supposed to exist. Deep in the Amazon, a group of explorers was searching for ancient ruins when they stumbled upon something impossible. A giant snake, over 50 feet long. Now anacondas can get big, but not this big. The footage shows the massive creature slithering across a riverbank, its body thicker than a tree trunk. But the most chilling part? It had scars. Deep, massive scars. Something bigger had tried to attack it. Suddenly, the water erupted. The footage shakes violently as the explorers scream. The last clear image? The massive snake disappearing beneath the surface, dragging something with it. What could possibly wound a snake that size? And what was lurking beneath that river? No one knows. Number 6. The lion that didn't attack. Until it did at a safari in South Africa, tourists were just feet away from a pride of lions. The animals seemed calm, lazily watching as the humans took photos. Then, one of the lions, a massive male, locked eyes with a young girl in the vehicle. For 2 whole minutes, the lion didn't blink. The girl giggled, waving at it. That's when it happened. The lion suddenly charged. It leapt onto the Jeep, its claws tearing through metal as the tourists screamed. The guide tried to drive away, but the lion was holding on. Then, just as suddenly as it attacked, it stopped. The lion backed away, staring directly at the girl once more. Then, without a sound, it walked back into the grass. But here's the terrifying part. Lions don't attack unless provoked. So what did that little girl do? Or did the lion see something in her that we couldn't? Before we continue with the top 5 most terrifying encounters, here's a question. If you were in one of these situations, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this spine-chilling journey, please subscribe, because hitting your subscribe button can give me new motivation to work harder and succeed. Now, let's continue. Number 5. The shark that wasn't alone. Imagine you're diving in crystal clear waters, filming the vibrant marine life, when suddenly, a great white shark appears. A diver in Australia captured what seemed like an ordinary shark sighting, until the footage revealed something horrifying. As the diver slowly backed away, the shark didn't charge. It just circled and stared. But here's where it gets terrifying. The shark wasn't alone. The video, when reviewed later, showed another set of eyes in the distance, and another, and another. A total of 7 great white sharks were in the area, completely silent, completely still. They weren't hunting, they weren't swimming, they were watching. Then, the lead shark tilted its head, just slightly. And in that moment, all 7 sharks turned and vanished into the depths. What were they waiting for? And why did they leave so suddenly? Experts still have no explanation. Number 4. The cheetah that knew. On a safari in Kenya, tourists were watching a group of cheetahs from their vehicle. The animals seemed uninterested, until one cheetah did something terrifying. It locked eyes with a woman in the front seat. Not the guide, not the other tourists, just her. The cheetah slowly approached, jumped onto the hood of the vehicle, and stared through the windshield. At first, it seemed curious, but then it started growling. Low, deep. The woman, visibly shaking, whispered, "What is it looking at?" Then it lunged, but not at the woman, at the empty seat next to her. The guide sped off and the cheetah jumped back into the wild. But here's the part that will haunt you. The seat it attacked. A passenger had been sitting there 30 seconds earlier. Did the cheetah sense something we couldn't see? Number 3. The owl that followed for miles. An experienced hiker was trekking alone in the dense forests of Canada when he noticed an owl sitting on a tree branch. Nothing strange about that, until the owl followed him, for miles. Every time he stopped, the owl perched on a tree directly above him. Every time he moved, so did the owl. But here's the eerie part. Owls are silent hunters. They don't normally follow people. And this wasn't just any owl. Its eyes were different. The hiker recorded the footage, and when he reviewed it later, something horrifying appeared. In the final seconds of the video, as he turned the camera towards the owl, its eyes weren't reflecting light like normal animal eyes. They were pitch black. What was following him that night? And why? He never went back to that forest to find out. Number 2. The crocodile that disappeared. A group of fishermen in the swamps of Louisiana encountered a massive crocodile, nearly 20 feet long. They filmed it from a distance, too scared to approach. But what the camera captured was beyond belief. The crocodile wasn't moving, not even blinking, for over 5 minutes. Then, it simply vanished. Not into the water, not into the reeds. It was just gone. The men searched everywhere, but there were no ripples, no disturbances, as if the massive creature had never been there at all. The footage remains unexplained. Some say it was a spirit animal. Others say it was something else. But one thing's for sure. A crocodile that size doesn't just disappear. Number 1. The wolf that wasn't afraid. The most chilling encounter ever recorded happened in the snowy wilderness of Alaska. A hunter was tracking deer when he heard a low growl behind him. He turned and froze. A massive black wolf was staring at him from just 10 feet away. But here's the terrifying part. It wasn't attacking. It wasn't even moving. It was smiling. The hunter filmed as the wolf tilted its head, baring its teeth. Not in a snarl, but in something that looked eerily like a grin. Then, it took a step forward. The hunter raised his rifle, ready to fire. But the wolf didn't stop. It stepped closer. and closer. Then, it vanished. Not into the trees. Not into the snow. Just gone. The hunter ran back to his cabin, locked the doors, and checked his footage. But here's the final shock. The camera never recorded the wolf. Only the hunter's own terrified reaction. So here's the real question. Was the wolf ever really there? And that, my friends, was the top 10 chilling animal encounters caught on video. But now I have to ask, which one of these stories gave you chills? Let me know in the comments. And if you love videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Because remember, please subscribe. Because hitting your subscribe button can give me new motivation to work harder and succeed. Also tell me, what top 10 list should I cover next? I might just feature your suggestion in my next video. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and always watch your surroundings. This script is packed with suspense, shocking twists, and cliffhangers designed to maximize audience retention and keep viewers hooked until the very last second. What do you think? Ready to bring this to life?